Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, last night.
Last night. So you mean to tell me y'all been together last night?
Yes.
You ain't tell me what happened for me 15 years.
After 15 years and 3 children together, Lynea Ransom and Aldonta D. Smith finally made plans to marry. But before the flowers could be ordered and the date could be set, the couple had a threesome and everything unraveled.
You mean to tell me you believe that if you would sleep with her best friend, everything would be okay?
Yes.
I want you to know I am hurt to the core. And I mean to the core.
She opened the door for him to come in there and share this with them.
I didn't know it would be like this, but
It is.
not the reason.
But it is. It is like this. And you are the reason.
Emotions run rampant
It's over. It's over. It's over.
when the truth is revealed. Today on Divorce Court.
Come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toller presiding.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Lynea Ransom and Dante Smith. The two of you have been together for 15 years. You have 3 children together, but you do not want to be together anymore. We also have in this courtroom Octavia Morgan. Good day to you as well.
How you doing?
You have some financial matters that you would like me to resolve. Before we get to that, I want to ask you to tell me a little bit about your relationship and why we're here today.
Okay, Your Honor, my friend, that woman right there, and my ex-fiance and we all had a threesome together, and it had ruined my relationship. My relationship has not been the same since then, Your Honor.
Well, we just jumped into the deep end, didn't we? It was up and at it. Ms. Morgan, since we're talking about you
Can I?
from the jump, come on up.
Thank you.
Stand next to Mr. Smith, because I'm sure Ms. Ransom don't want to stand next to you.
I want next to it.
I don't want to stay
Your
next to
Honor,
How did that happen to begin with?
Well, how did that happen was, okay, me and my ex-fiance, he had been pressuring me to have a threesome, keep talking about having one all the time. I know I wanted to have it, so I decided to space the relationship up and let's get something going. So I thought of my best friend for 5 years, that I can trust her. I thought she was trustworthy, so I decided to choose her to do the threesome with. So we all went to the club, had a couple of drinks, and we went to our place, and one thing led to another, and we all started kissing, and then we started to have a threesome.
Okay.
Of course, everything started out fine, but I noticed that my ex-fiance was more into Tay than me. You know, every time he rolling on her, kissing on her, touching on her, and I'm standing right there like, I don't know
Looking
if
at it with nothing to do.
like I thought I was in their bedroom. You know, I didn't know if I was at their house or my house at this point. So after the threesome took place, you know, me and him have not been the same since then. We have been arguing. He's been coming home late, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. I had been calling her. Me and her used to talk on the phone for hours. I called now, she don't answer the phone. She sent me straight to voicemail. One day I called him, texting her on the phone. I thought he told me he know how to text, but I found out he know how to text. You know, things just have not been the
Just a
same.
sad lie, Mr. Smith. I don't know how to text. Come on now.
Well, Your Honor, like you
Mr.
said,
Smith, why don't you tell me your version of the events?
well, let me speak the truth. First of all, I asked Lynea, in our relationship, very boring. She don't want to do nothing. She always dressing like a man, and I'm like, so let's spice it up. Let's try to spice it up. Let's invite
Why didn't
somebody.
you just
in our
buy her a
relationship.
dress or something? Why do you have to get a new one?
She got plenty of dresses. I brought her plenty of dresses. She just liked it. She worked and she liked to have on scrubs all the time.
Okay, so she had lost her excitement and femininity. Your solution to that was to have a third party in there.
Yes.
How long did it take you to convince her to do that?
Well, it's like the
Years, Your Honor,
way
years.
she dressed.
It took
She
years.
was right on it.
Because I didn't want to do it anyway, Your Honor. I didn't want to do it anyway.
She was
Your
right.
Honor.
It didn't even take a week.
She invited me
You
into
say she was into it.
Yes. She invited me into the relationship. It's not my fault that they're going through these problems like this.
Your Honor,
She
no,
asked me.
no.
She asked me. She asked me to be in a relationship with them.
Now, wait a minute. Did she ask you to be in a relationship with them or just to have sex with them?
Just to
have sex.
Okay.
But it led to another thing.
Didn't you feel badly? Didn't you say,
Exactly.
hey, I don't think this is a good idea?
Exactly.
Well,
No, ma'am, because she asked me.
You
can't-
she's my
can't-
sister.
Stop it.
That's my sister.
Stop it.
But if you asked me to do something, she came to me, would you have a threesome?
Listen. You asked me to do that all day long. I'm not going to say yes.
Your Honor, she
I got a
won't
lot
do
of
it.
Please she wanted, Your Honor.
She really wanted the threesome for him.
When did you decide that you had feelings for Mr. Smith?
Well, me and Mr. Smith,
Look at you, smiling at him and everything.
because after the threesome, we had continued on having sex with each other, seeing each other, but she didn't know anything about that.
Now, so after the threesome, Mr. Smith came to you on his own and said, let's us two hook up.
Yes.
Now, at that point, did anything like your conscience or your moral values or your religion or just right and wrong pop up in the back of your head and say, I ought not do this?
No, ma'am, and I'm being honest.
Oh, well, yeah, nobody would lie about that.
No, ma'am, it didn't.
Your Honor, I don't trust her. I don't trust her.
I don't trust
I don't trust the
Stop.
woman at all, Your Honor. I don't trust her. I thought I did. That's the reason why I picked her to do the threesome with me. It must have been a one-time thing, and I found out now. You said
it was a
and you said
one-time.
what now? What you say? You say y'all still been together?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, last night.
Last night.
Last night. So you mean to tell me y'all been together last night?
Yes.
You mean to tell me we ain't got me for being friends for 15 years?
We sure
Friends,
was.
that's my whole
Hang on,
life.
hey,
You mean to tell me y'all been together? No, I'm upset.
Hey, I can understand you being upset.
Your Honor, I'm hurt and upset. Because not only is she a friend, she's a foster. We was in foster homes together. We have been through a lot of things together. We had all little sisters and little brothers that have been hurt and molested, that me and her cry on each other's shoulder. And you mean tell me that you will do something like that? And you, 15 years, we've been together, and you mean tell me you gonna stay fooling around?
I mean, you don't want to do nothing. You don't want to do nothing, man. Look, I work.
Hey.
You mean tell me the friendship is over? Man, you ain't getting back together.
That's
Because you
fine.
already know that's it.
That's fine.
Ms. Ransom.
It's over.
Ms. Ransom, hang on.
I am
Hang
so
on.
upset.
Hey, I know you're upset. Let's give it a second.
When divorce court continues, Judge Lynn goes in on D.
You wanted something, you got it, and then you torturing her with it. And I'm asking you, as a man, as a person, as a human being, do you have anything you want to say to the mother of your 3 children? Your mama warned you not to marry your mate. If you're ready to admit that she was right and divorce is your best option, call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com or become a fan at facebook.com/divorcecourt.
Divorce Court returns with the case of Lynea Ransom, who just discovered her now former fiancé Dee and best friend Octavia have been sleeping together behind her back. But is that the real reason Lynea is so fired up?
Now, she really mad just because I believe she want her for herself. She won't move me out the way.
After she acquiesced to having a threesome, didn't you feel that, wow, this is my woman, she loves me, and I ought to be honest and fair with her about what's happening from this point forward?
Well, Your Honor, I tried to be fair with her. I asked her just spice it up because she always boring.
And she
Spice
did
it
that. Miss Ransom, she did that. She spiced it up. She had another woman in there. Don't you feel at all morally it's repugnant? It's problematic. It's wrong. Don't you feel that?
Well, yes, Your Honor, I didn't know it was going to go this way, but at the same time,
I didn't know it was going to go that way. Aren't you in charge of yourself?
yes,
Exactly.
You in charge of all of it,
yes,
the whole thing.
yes.
And you took that whole thing and walked off with her friend.
Well, I thought it was going to change her. I actually thought it was going to change her.
What did you think it was going to do?
I thought she see how she dressed and how we get along, that it was going to make her do the same thing.
You mean to tell me you believed that if you would sleep with her best friend and get along and love and hug on her, she would figure out how you wanted to be treated and everything would be okay?
Yes. That what I actually did.
Ms. Morgan,
I'm trying.
Yes,
Ms.
ma'am.
Morgan, let me talk to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you no shame?
Yes, I do.
Are you embarrassed or hurt that
I'm
you hurt
hurt.
her like that?
I'm hurt. I'm hurt.
You know, he
But at
played
the
you
same
like a fiddle
time,
too.
What we did is what we did. She opened the door for me to come in there and share this with them. Now, the feelings came about a little later on. I'm sorry that I did it, but it happened.
But you did it again last night. You're continuing to do it. You can't say, I'm sorry, and continue to do it. And let me believe that you're sorry.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And let me say to this, ladies, until we respect each other, our men will never respect us. If we are going to be so tired and so lax as to step into another person's relationship, steal their man, have sex with them, not only has he done it to her, he will do it to you because he doesn't respect women and because we don't respect ourselves.
Right.
And you're adding to that and you shouldn't do it.
Yes, ma'am.
Now she really mad just because I believe she want for herself. She won't move me out the way.
Mr. Smith, I don't believe that for a minute.
She
Exactly.
always dressing like a man.
Exactly. Your Honor.
Ask her when the last time she had on a dress.
Your Honor, I didn't want to do. I did it because I love him.
I got it. Ms. Morgan, I'm going to sit you down for a minute.
All right.
Don't you feel badly about anything, Mr. Smith? Do you see that you've done any wrong? Do you feel that you need to say anything at all to Ms. Ransom?
I didn't know it was going to be like this, but
it is.
I'm not the reason.
But it is. It is like this, and you are the reason. You wanted something, you got it, and then you torturing her with it. And I'm asking you, as a man, as a person, as a human being, do you have anything you want to say to the mother of your 3 children?
That's right.
I'm sorry.
That was sad and tired, just like you.
I don't feel it.
When divorce court continues, Judge Lynn throws down the gauntlet.
Mr. Smith, I'm talking to you. I asked you a question. What do you want, her or her? Is Lynea justified in being angry with Dee and Tay after she agreed to the threesome? Call 1-800-282-1991 to vote now and see if America agrees with your opinion. You'll also receive some valuable offers.
If you would like your case heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com and follow us on Twitter at Divorce Court. Divorce Court returns with the case of Aldonta D. Smith, who says he cheated on Lynea with her best friend Octavia because Lynea dresses like a man. But did D have his eye on Octavia all along?
Everything got changed since day one. This is another man. I don't know who this man is. You don't know who he is. I don't know who this man is.
Could you tell me, other than the fact that you think she's boring, what was the problem with the relationship that has allowed you now to maintain a relationship with Ms. Morgan?
Like, she ain't been working 2 months, right? So at the same time, I'm thinking when I come home from work, she gonna be there and she gonna be in a dress or welcome me home, give me a hug and a kiss. It's none of that. She'll say she been at home cleaning up. And then the kids, I get home, the kids running up to me, Dad, you owe me money, you owe me money. I'm like, for what? They like, because mama told me you gonna pay her for washing dishes, doing the bathroom, taking the dirty clothes and putting them in the laundry room. The whole time I'm at work, she called me, she talking about, I don't clean up. Then I get home and the kids running up talking about, I'll give them the money anyway, but I'm like, your mama told me she did this.
You know, that's not true. That's not true. Ever since, things involved, ever since we brought my ex-friend to the relationship, because now she's an ex-friend, ever since we brought her to the relationship, Your Honor, he had been comparing me to her, to his, to other ex-girlfriends. He's about me dress. He liked me to wear tight dresses and stuff like that. And that's fine. I have no problem with that. But now he comparing me. I work now. And I do CNA work, and I wear my scrubs. They're comfortable. I wear them. He wanted me to walk around, looking like Tay. He wanted me to walk around looking like his ex-girlfriends. And I'm not finna do that. He don't buy me clothes no more. When he get out of work, we just go walking, hold hands. We just go to the movies, go out to eat. He don't do nothing no more. Everything has changed since day one. This is another man. I don't know who this man is.
You don't know who he is?
I don't know who this man is. I don't
Morgan,
know who
I want
you
you
are.
to come up, stand next to Mr. Smith.
I'm not like that, Your Honor.
I don't know who you are.
Hang on. Any last words you want to say to me, Ms. Morgan? Anything to make this a little better, a little less ugly than it is? Is there any last words you want to give me before I give you mine?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Smith, anything that I haven't allowed you to say that you feel needs to be said, that you're dying to say before I tell you what I have to say?
I work, I go home, and take care of her and the kids. I pay the bill. It's just like, the time that she looking for, I be busy. I ready to be at work.
Let me ask you this. What do you want?
She always in pain.
Mr. Smith, I'm talking to you. I asked you a question. What do you want? Her or her?
Well, as of right
have
now,
you moved on from her completely?
well, I wanted to work, but it seemed like it ain't getting nowhere.
You not coming home 2 in the morning?
I wanted to work. How was sleeping with her last night helping you to get this thing to work?
I can't believe you.
Well, I just trying to spice up the bedroom, Your Honor.
Yeah, I hear you.
When divorce court continues, Dee and Octavia catch the wrath of Judge Lynn.
To hurt someone you've been through so much with, and you just that tacky chick who just humping it for no reason. Mr. Smith, you are a low-down, trifling nobody. Is Lynea justified in being angry with Dee and Tay after she agreed to the threesome? Call 1-800-282-1991 to vote now and see if America agrees with your opinion. You'll also receive some valuable offers.
Divorce court returns with the case of Lynea Ransom and Aldonta D. Smith, who have stayed together through 15 years and 3 children, but are ready to go their separate ways.
So tell me about the $500 you were seeking from Mr. Smith.
Your Honor, I'm going to tell you about the one day I was working a long time ago. I was working around about November, December 2010. And I was working, and Mr. Smith came to me and said he's going to purchase a vehicle from a guy, a best friend of his. He was going to give him a car for $500. So every 2 weeks, I give him a payment of $100. And I found that one day the guy called my house, and I answered the phone for Mr. Smith. And he said, and I said, I'm glad you called me because I want to talk to you about my car. He said, what car? I said, well, I gave you $500. I gave Mr. Smith $500 to give to you to pay for a car. He said, yeah. He said, I got a car, but it ain't for Mr. Smith. He said, and Mr. Smith gave me no $500. So when I approached him when he came home, all he did was start laughing. He thought it was so funny. So basically, I gave him $500 for nothing.
For nothing.
I bought a car from him that I ain't never seen.
Mr. Smith, what do you have to say?
That's another one of her fairy tales, Your Honor.
None of that ever happened?
So I
None
gave
of
you
that
$500.
No.
You know, I made
That's
payments
just
to this
another
man.
fairy tale.
I believe every word
I made
you said.
That's
payments to
another
this man.
fairy tale, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, the fairy tale is over. The nightmare is now to begin.
I was here. I found out the answer. The reason why I came today to find out was my best friend and my ex-fiance cheating. I found out they was, and she said something about last night. I'm hurt. I want you to know I am hurt to the core, and I mean to the core. Y'all both have hurt me, and I can't believe y'all did me like that. And I am hurt.
Ms. Morgan?
Yes, ma'am.
You are trifling and low down. How you could do that to a friend of yours, I don't ever know how. I don't know what your life has been like. I don't know where you live. I don't know what you do, but there's a right and there's a wrong, and everybody knows where that line is. There's no slippery slope here. You were wrong. You were wrong to get into the bed with him, and you were so very wrong to take her man from her just because you could.
I don't want him.
Yeah,
I didn't take him.
You slept with him last night. And if you don't want him, it's even worse. Her man, who was her life, who was the father of her children, and you just that tacky chick who just humping him for no reason. Mr. Smith, you are a low-down, trifling nobody. I don't like
that,
you.
Your Honor.
You didn't even go across town to cheat. You cheated with her best friend.
Right down the street.
I mean, lazy, tired, trifling, no count, no moral code, no right or wrong, no nothing. Well, let me tell you something, Mrs. Ransom. I'm going to end with you.
Yes,
You walk on and you walk strong. You're a beautiful woman. You got a great job. You got 3 kids. Love yourself. Find yourself another man. And if you don't get another man, that's okay. My sister ain't got a man, but she is in Venice having more fun than me.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
you go do what you need to do. And
Yes,
you be
ma'am.
happy. And don't be hurt anymore.
Yes, ma'am.
Just feel good. Feel strong. Feel wonderful. Walk on and do so with $500. It is so ordered.
Yes, ma'am.
You found it.
All right.
Lynea says that since appearing on the show, she and Dee are closer than before and communicating better than ever. They still are living together, and she is learning how to trust Dee again. Dee says that he and Lynea talk more now and actually listen to each other. Lynea says that she talked to Tay yesterday for the first time since appearing on the show. She says feelings are still hurt between them,